Bro, how we going out to eat, trying to have us a nice little brunch? And well, okay, we did get a mimosa. We got some morning buns. We had some fried chicken biscuits and some chicken and waffle and a Topo Chico. A mother and child reunion, but I don't remember this. What's this? How she just charged us $1 for Ukraine? Ukraine ain't never sent me no dollar without asking me.
Biden be collecting money for Ukraine.
Haiti you ever took $1 in the name of Haiti? Just without asking people, just go ahead and add it? Why I owe Ukraine $1? I ain't agree to this. Bro, how we going?
You're rocking with the best Thoughts of the Week podcast. What's going on, everybody? You're rocking with the best Thoughts of the Week podcast. And we're going to be doing some short series of similar things like this in the coming days. And we're going to set it off with good old Ben Crump, man. Good old Benjamin Crump. Him and a lot of other people are having a hard time saying anti-black racism or anti-black racism. They're taking this shooting in Buffalo and they're putting a whole bunch of other extras on it that has nothing to do with nothing. And they're trying to flip this thing to other situations and going in other directions and just trying to stay away from saying black, staying away from mentioning a hate crimes bill specifically for black people. You can go down the list from Crump, Al Sharpton. Maybe I'll do Al Sharpton next. Maybe I'll do that next. Biden, and the list goes on and on and on. You know what? I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep on saying it, and I'm going to keep on saying it. The FBI's hate crimes report is really showing itself to be for real. So much for real that you have different types of politicians can't even say the word black, can't even mention to have a hate crimes bill. I remember when Biden, there was a video of him talking about how he told somebody, whoever, Congress or whatever, put this bill on my desk in regards to the Asian hate crime bill, and he'll sign it. He was gun-ho. He was about it when he said that. But nothing of that sort coming out of his lips now. So FBI, I give it to y'all. Y'all was on point with that one, because on the top of your list of the most hated groups and people are black people, and it's really showing itself to be for real. Not only by white supremacists, but by Democrats and Republicans, by black people too. Black people like Ben Crump, black people like the guy who was on the news, and maybe we'll put a video out on him too. Maybe we'll do something on that guy too, man. I'm just now thinking of all these lists. Like I said, we're gonna do a little short series, so I'm not gonna be on here super long. But the list goes on and on and on. So black people are really that hated that even Biden, the Democrats, other politicians, other Republicans, some black people who don't have no sense are saying everything except what this thing really was and really is. Again, they have the dude talking about he want to give everybody a hug. That's the imagery they want to show black males in particular, black people, or black males specifically, but black people in particular. They want you to have these black males who are are on air soft acting, and I want to give everybody a hug. Can I give you a hug? They want them type of guys, them black guys, because that imagery will soak in your brain. The images, the video imagery will get in the inner parts of your mind and stay there and stick in your subconscious, so that when things come up, that's the image that's going to be stuck in your head. Some soft black dude talking about give us a hug. A dude like Ben Crump, when he mentions everything else except not really trying to go in for black people. And we're going to show you that video here in a second. All right. So with that being said, this is fair use for the purposes of commentary and to educate the people, so you can start knowing who not to fool with, and you can know all the players who's really pretending like they down for you, but they really aren't. And at this point, I guess we could say it doesn't matter what race they are. We're going to show you the players who are not really about it for you. All right. So let's just take a look here. Just blow him up a little bit. All right. Let's take a listen, man. Let's take a listen.
What happened on Saturday was an act of domestic terrorism. And we have to define it as such. We can't sugarcoat it. We can't try.
You see, he was trying his best to have these convincing looks on his face, right? It's an act of domestic terrorism. Sure, it's a domestic terrorism attack, but specifically, this was an attack on black people. This was an anti-black racism terroristic act, right? Black. All right. That's what it was. But you see, he's trying to convince otherwise, right? So let's go back real quick.
Was an act of domestic terrorism. And we have to define it as such.
And so why do we have to define it as such? How are you making the rules of how we supposed to define what this act was? What's so sad is even some of the people that live in that area, the black people are confused from what I'm hearing. I seen a video where I guess it was some news people on the scene, and they already started playing music out there. I guess it's in that vicinity of where the shooting happened. And already here they go with the game playing. They start playing music. I already see some kids, seeing a couple of kids in the video dancing, and I've seen one or two adults kind of bobbing their head a little bit, already forgetting what just happened. And I'm at this point, I don't know, I'm not going to try to make any excuses for them at this point, because all the stuff that's been going on, this is a constant thing over and over and over and over. I'm not even going to say that's a coping mechanism for them. They can make whatever excuse they want to make, but I'm not going to make that excuse for them. But I'm already seen the video with news out there, music playing in the background, and people dancing. A couple of people here and there dancing. Kids, a couple of kids I seen in the video shot dancing. Already making this a party moment. when there's nowhere near that. Now you got this dude over here talking about we should define this as such, as you see on the screen. Says who? Crump. I almost said Trump, but probably might as well call him Trump. Says who? Who said that it's supposed to be defined as such?
Happened on Saturday was an act of domestic terrorism. And we have to define it as such.
It almost seems like, looking at his facial expressions when he ain't saying that and the pauses in between him talking has me thinking, yeah, somebody done paid him already. He gonna get paid one way or the other. He's gonna get bought and paid one way or the other. He gonna capitalize and cash in on that. Let's continue.
We can't sugarcoat it. We can't try to explain it away, talking about mental illness. No, this was an act of domestic terrorism.
This was an act of domestic anti-black racism, terrorism. But notice he ain't say nothing. He didn't use the word black so far yet. And I'm gonna play it one time all the way through. But right now I'm just chopping it up. Not one time have I heard the word black in any of the things he's been saying. Let's continue.
Perpetrated by a young white supremacist.
You see the pauses he makes? A young white supremacist. He couldn't say a white man who's a white supremacist. You know how they said Tamir Rice when he was 13 years old? They call that boy a man in the news. And that's another thing in itself. Now that's starting to be talked about, how the news perpetrates black youths compared to white youths. When it's an 18-year-old, a 21-year-old white male doing a heinous, horrendous, treacherous crime, they call those adults children, kids, youth. Oh, they didn't understand what they were doing. When young black males do something and they're not of adult age, they're called men. Tamir Rice was called a man at 13 years old with a toy gun in his hand. He was a man. Even Ben Crump in this video saying youth. He's bought and paid for. Anybody who goes along with his nonsense, y'all some suckers. Yeah, I said it. Let's go back a little bit with that one, because I want you to pay attention to these types and know who the players are. Like I said, I might do a few videos so we can start showing you who the players are, or those who are not in your best interest.
White supremacists. There's no question about his intentions. And just like America responds to young white supremacists, there's no perpetrated by a young white supremacist.
It almost seemed like he was going to say a young man and change his mind to say a young white supremacist. I thought I heard him say youth earlier too. Let me see if I can go back a little bit.
Domestic terrorism perpetrated by a young white. We can't sugarcoat it. We can't try to explain it away, talking about mental illness. No, this was an act of domestic terrorism perpetrated by a young white supremacist. There's no question about his intentions. And just like America responds to terrorism, America needs to respond to this act of bigotry, racism, and hate as a
Bigotry, racism, and hate. Still don't hear anti-black racism. Nothing with the word black. With this dark-skinned black man, he can't use the word black.
as a terrorist act.
All right. I'm going to play it one more time, man. Then we're going to get out of here. Like I said, it's not going to be long because I'm going to show you some other stuff with some other players and who's selling people out here. All right. So let's listen to it again. I'm going to stop it in between, but let's just see.
What happened on Saturday was an act of domestic terrorism. And we have to define it as such. We can't sugarcoat it. We can't try to explain it away talking about mental illness. No, this was an act of domestic terrorism.
And when you say it's an act of domestic terrorism and you don't get specific on who was targeted, it just leaves that air and that era or aura of a blanket. This is just an act of terrorism, as if he terrorized everybody. He just terrorized any race on the planet, which was not the case. Even in the manifesto, he was specific, meaning Peyton Gendron was specific on who he was targeting. And even in the manifesto, which I'm sure Crump the Chump knows what was in that manifesto, if he read it himself or heard what was in it. And yet he still couldn't come to say or use the word black, or this was a terrorist attack against black people, or this was an anti-black racism terrorist attack. He wants to put that blanket statement out there as if other people were getting attacked in this situation. And again, I mentioned the manifesto, which was very detailed and specific.
Perpetrated by a young white supremacist. There's no question about his intentions.
If there was no question about his intentions, why can't you specifically say who he was intended on targeting? Right? Let's continue.
And just like America responds to terrorism, America needs to respond to this act of bigotry, racism, and hate as what happened on Saturday.
Excuse me, I'll put that back. Let me put it back forward again and just play that little bit.
Responds to terrorism, America needs to respond to this act of bigotry, racism, and hate as a terrorist act that happened on Saturday.
All right, so there you go. There you go. Like I said, short and sweet. Short and sweet. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to do some little short series like this. I really had something I really intended on doing, and it was going to be super, super long, or at least in my mind, I was going to be doing it for a super, super long time. And I had like 3 titles, different titles I could call it. But I think I'm just gonna do it like a little series and maybe have different titles, like like a Netflix series where you just got episode after episode has different names and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna probably break it down like that. Break it down in some digestible pieces, if you will. Because there is a lot. There's some that's related to the Buffalo shooting. There's some that's kind of not really related, but more related to the Democrats. But when you connect all the dots, they can all kind of, that web can all connect with each other in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, we're gonna break down the players who's out here player hating on you. Those who can't say the word black and they want to be real generic. Yeah, I'm gonna call some people out. We're gonna get some people. We're gonna show some things on here. All right, break it down like that. Like I said, I had a wild title. It was fly. I think 2 or 3 different titles to call it. Then I was gonna combine the titles as just one show. But now that I think about it, yeah, we're gonna break some things down. All right. So that's just number 1 of the players. We're gonna bring a whole lot of players, like I said, not only regarding the Buffalo shooting, we're gonna be talking about the voting situation as well. We're gonna start showing you some people and the things they said and how they get down. All right. Yeah, I think we're gonna do it like that. Whether it's video or an article or something to show, I'm gonna show y'all. And hopefully this has or will wake a lot of people up. I know a lot of people are awakened already. They're starting to see what's really going on, and that is scaring the Democratic Communist Party, if you will. And they know what's up. So stay tuned. I got more to go. I got some things already in the can, ready to rock for y'all. I just want to decide which one is going to come up next. I know I mentioned Al. He done said something recently. We're going to call that out. We're going to get Vivica Fox on that Jumbotron. Biden going to get on that Jumbotron. I think the New York governor, Kathy Hochul, we're going to get her on that Jumbotron. That Summer Jam Jumbotron. All right. So yeah, I appreciate y'all, man, for checking out the show. Be sure to subscribe to the channel as always, because you know how the shadow bans go. I had like 10 subscribers, then one disappeared. And I'm really thinking that they're being purposely removed, because I'll have a couple new ones and then one will disappear. Then maybe several months go by and another one disappears. Then 8 months go by and I get 2 new ones. So something is going on. Something is definitely going on. And of course, some other things I done already exposed. And I think on one of the a whole bunch of listening platforms, I exposed how you can tell when a certain platform that I'm broadcasting live on right now is trying to do something. So I did a little trick and I found out, I did say I was going to do a volume 3 of the what was the title of that? The Censorship Gang. I don't know if I'm still going to do it. I might. I talked about that in one of my previous episodes. I got 2 volumes on here, the Censorship Gang, volumes 1 and 2, and I told y'all what happened in that. I said I was going to do a 3rd one. I think all I need to do is 1 more anyway, but we'll see. I'll think about that. That might be down the road, because right now what's going on is what we're going to focus on right now. So I might still do the Censorship Gang. With that being said, as always, you guys can listen to us on all these listening platforms. This is not the full exhaustive list, but there's a lot of places you can listen to us on, as you guys can see on the bottom of the screen. And you can watch us on some places as well. Now, Thoughts of the Week podcast does not have pages on some of these places. Some of these are my personal pages on these social medias, and I just put my broadcast on those. All right. So Thoughts of the Week is only really on YouTube and all these listening platforms, but I do put it on some of my Facebook pages and my personal Facebook pages, my personal Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, fan base, TikTok, and Instagram pages. There's another on Blog World International on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find that some of these episodes, maybe clips of it as well. So those are some of the other pages you can possibly find it on. Go to Blog World International on Facebook, Instagram, and if you go to buymeacoffee.com, I should have added that in there. Added that in there. Matter of fact, let me add that right now. Let's do it right now. As another place where you can catch the actual video. So, I'll be everywhere. But again, I appreciate y'all, man. I see 2 people is in here. Appreciate y'all for checking me out. One person's watching me on Twitch, it looks like, and another person is watching me on YouTube. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate your participation in checking this out. I hope that you are gaining some information. Not only being entertained at times, but that you're finding out some things that you probably maybe didn't know before. Maybe you don't agree with some of the stuff I'm saying, but that's cool too. I still thank y'all for coming in. There we go. That is on the screen. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/blogworldinternational, ITNL, of course, short for international. You can check out videos there. There's a lot of information on there, not just my podcast, but a lot of other good information on there as well. There's news. I'm also going to be putting pandemic news on there as well, because some of these platforms don't want you to put out that information, the real information about what's going on with the pandemic. So you might want to check that out. All that hate by these social media platforms. Maybe since Elon has Twitter now, maybe not as much as it used to be, but all these other ones, and with the exception of maybe fan base doesn't hate either. Fan base is a Black owned social media site where you can potentially get paid for your content. By the way, I just thought I'd throw that in there. So you might want to go to fanbase.app, APP, and check them out. It's like a combination of Twitter, but Instagram, Facebook, maybe YouTube. It's like a combination of that. And it has the audio rooms like Clubhouse or Twitter Spaces. So it's like an all-in-one type thing, and you can monetize your content as well on Fanbase. So how about that? I'm kind of slow putting my stuff on there, but I'm going to get to it a little bit at a time, because I have some exclusive content I think people might be interested in, and I want to put that up for subscription, which you can do on Fanbase. So I'm not getting paid to promote them. I'm promoting it because it's Black owned by Isaac Hayes III, I think. You know who Isaac Hayes, the singer, is? One of his sons owns Fanbase. Since all these other platforms are making it hard for you to get paid for your content. So that's why we need your support, man. Again, if you guys are definitely enjoying these episodes, show your support, man. The link is on the bottom there. Also, if you have a product, a service, a business, an event you want to promote, a podcast show that you have, maybe you don't have a lot of listeners, you can actually go to the link below bit.ly/promote your brand, TOTW. And it only costs $1 a day. So you can set the little thing to how many days you want to promote for. So if you want to promote for 5 days, it's just $5. I think you can go all the way up to 30 or 31 days. You just move the little dial for how many days you want to promote, and you can either upload a picture or a video. And when you do that, of course, it's going to notify me, and I just got to make sure it's on the up and up and ain't no crazy stuff. But if it's good, then I'll post it, have it posted, and then people come to the site and they can see your promotions. And I'm going to take that and promote and help you with it by putting it on some of my episodes, whether it's here on this podcast. I have like 11 or 12 other channels. So wherever I can see where it can fit in at, I'm going to try to put it in so you can get more viewers to your promotion. All right. So it's only $1. You can do it for a day and just pay $1. So consider that. All right. The link is on the bottom right now on the screen if you want to promote your brand, whatever that brand is. All right. If you want to support me and what I'm doing, go to Amazon, man. I have a bunch of books. I just recently wrote a book. It's in paperback and Kindle. It's called 100 Ideas, Options, and Solutions that Solve Difficult Challenges, Problems. I forget the rest of that title. That's a shame that I forget that. But it's volume 1. And I'm going to be writing several volumes, man. It's an easy read. I'm actually going to revise it. So I don't know how long the revising is going to take. But the version that's on the paperback is when I'm going to revise. The Kindle book is just I'm not going to revise anything there. But if you happen to buy the paperback, by the time I finish revising it, it'll be different from what it is right now. So, check that out. And with that being said, I'm not going to hold you. Thank you for checking out the show. Please come back. You're very welcome to come back. Comment. Even if your comment is against what I'm saying, comment anyway. I almost don't even care how foul you get. It's not that I care, but I think it's just that, sometimes with these social media platforms, you say something too crazy out the way, they'll start hating on my channel. So I almost don't really care what you say, but I only care for the fact that they'll shadow ban. So, comment, say what you got to say. Just say it in a respectful manner, I guess. Or try to be clever with your words, if you will. So it's all good. But thank you for coming in. Thank you for watching. Be sure to share this. Be sure to tell everybody about this channel. I would love to have you guys coming in as subscribers and hit that bell so you be notified when I go live. And that way we can start monitoring whether or not some of these social medias that I go on live on is really trying to hate, or is it something else going on? All right. So with that being said, you rocking with the best thoughts of the week. I'm out of here. Peace.
"100 Ideas, Options, and Solutions Volume 1. Now available at Amazon.com. Get your Kindle book copy now. Go to the website below to purchase this beat. to the website below and purchase this beat. Go to the website below and purchase this beat.
This episode has been brought to you by theproductstorecompany.com.